Hey guys, this is Oliver. I am a CGI and VFX artist. Today I will show you how I filmed and built a mixed reality CGI shot of a car coming out of the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i and driving behind the laptop. My goal is one clean POV shot that feels real, then seamless CGI integration. This was created on the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, imagined with Intel, powered by the Intel Core Ultra 9 processor. Part 1. Filming for CGI. Keep it simple. One hero shot, minimal parallax to help tracking. You can shoot with any phone or camera. Use manual or pro mode, so exposure, focus, and white balance stay locked. My base settings are 30 frames per second. Shutter speed between 1/60 and 1/125 for sharper tracking. ISO as low as possible and fixed focus. Always film 3 takes. The planned move, a slower safety, and a static plate for backup. Surfaces matter. Pick the desk with texture or grain for feature tracking. Avoid glossy white with no detail. Part 2. HDRI and references. Capture the HDRI of the scene. This drives realistic lighting and reflections on the CG car. Use an Insta360 or any 360 camera. Shoot at highest resolution, then export as a 360 panorama JPEG. Clean dust or lights in Photoshop if needed. Save high bit depth version for 3D. Part 3. Selecting the shot in Premiere, then to After Effects. So this is the 360 image. Okay, we export as this 360 photo in the highest quality possible. You select the location and then start export. And here it is. Here is the 360 image. Bring footage into Premiere, import all takes, create a new sequence that matches the settings in 4K. Here I'm adding an adjustment layer as a color grading. The sequence should be 4K and 30 frames per second. Pick the cleanest and the sharpest shot. So this is the selected shot. Okay, I think it's pretty clear and very sharp. Now we need to import it to After Effects. And now in After Effects, we go to New Comp and we put all the correct settings. We put in 4K, frame rate is 30 frames per second, and then we press OK. Then we go back to Adobe Premiere, we press Ctrl+C, and then we paste it here, Ctrl+V in the comp. If you have already done any color grading, this is the adjustment layer. Also, you can paste it here. We trim the comp to work area. Make sure the comp is 30 frames per second. And the original file is 30 frames per second. Now we're good. We save the project. Okay, so we go to Effects and Preset, and we put 3D camera tracker, and we put it on the footage. And now it's analyzing the background. It's gonna take some time to load. Camera solving. Now it's 3D solved. Now we need to check if the tracking is solid. It seems to be a solid track. As you can see, the points here, they are following the shot and the laptop and the table. Now we can right-click and create a null and camera. Here, 3D tracker camera and the tracking null. As you can see, the tracking null is locked on the table, which is really good. It's following the table, exactly. So now we need to export the 3D tracking to 3ds Max. I have a very good tip. You can use a plugin called FBX to AE Pro. You go File, Export, FBX to AE Pro. You press on it, and then you choose where you want to save the FBX file. I'm going to create a new folder to 3ds Max. Enter. And we're going to call it Lenovo F1 3D Track Date. I'm gonna save, and then we choose here 3ds Max, and then we press export. It's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take a while to export. As you can see, export completed. So this creates an FBX file that we will import into 3ds Max. Now we open 3ds Max. In 3D Max, you go to time configuration. Okay, you make sure it's NTSC, which is 30 frames per second. And you double check the animation duration and you put the start frame and the end frame. And file, import, and then import. And you select the FBX file that you've already exported from After Effects. We go to animation, extra options, and we take full timeline. And then we press OK. And here it is. This is the camera inside 3ds Max. And this is the null object. And this is the camera movement. So back to After Effects, we go to composition, add to render queue, and we choose .tiff sequence, and we press OK. Output 2, we select where we need to export it, and then we hit render. Wait just a little bit. Then back to 3ds Max, use files, animate background, files. We select comp 1 and load as sequence, OK, and open. Apply to active view and OK. As you can see now, we are scrubbing through the timeline and it's in the background. We just create a small plane, a box, just to double check if the tracking is doing well. And yes, we are good to go. We are good to proceed. We can also create a small box as a proxy of the laptop, just to see how it's gonna do with the 3D tracking. Just to double check if the tracking is doing well. So next, we need to lock the camera. We have to freeze it so we don't mess with the 3D track. And this is the camera locked. Now the fun part. We open the 3D model of the car on a different and separate file, 3ds Max file, just to double check if everything is doing well and okay. So this is the car. We make sure the Lenovo logo is showing on the side of the car. You can use V-Ray decal for sure if you wanna make it like bigger or smaller. And then we need to double check the materials. We need to set up a small light here, a V-Ray light, a plane. Need to set up a plane. We change the color to maybe gray, and then we create a V-Ray light, and just to check how it's gonna look with the rendering. So this is the car, this is the Lenovo logo, and this is how it's gonna look. I'm double checking the materials. Nice, it's looking amazing actually. It's always up to you how you wanna design it or how you wanna change the colors, but these are like the best colors of the Lenovo. Now we have to import the car into the 3D tracked scene already. So here is the car, we adjust it and we need to put it inside of the laptop. But first we need to create a dome light to put the HDRI in the background. So we go to map and we select V-Ray bitmap. And now we need to select the 360 image that we've already took before. Okay, and now the 360 image is in the background. We go to environments and effects and we make sure it's in the background. And we press Alt-B on the keyboard and we use environment background. And we press OK. And use map. And here it is. As you can see, this is the 360 environment around the car. So now we have an accurate lighting around the car. Place the chrome ball next to the laptop. Same desk height and lighting, so it captures the real reflections of the scene, screen and room. Frame it so the laptop screen and key light are visible on the sphere. On the phone, switch to manual or pro mode, lock exposure and white balance, focus on the sphere, take a photo at the highest resolution. Use Smart Share on the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i to transfer the photo instantly to the laptop. This avoids cables and saves time. So I've already took a photo with my Android of the Chrome ball, and now I'm gonna send it via Smart Share on the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i. So we just open Smart Share, and I'm accessing all the files from the phone on the laptop. I'm gonna get this photo, for example. I save it, save as, and I'm gonna save it on the desktop for the time being. Open the photo on the laptop and check the reflections. In 3ds Max, adjust the light intensity to match brightness, apply a temporary chrome material to a test sphere or the car, then compare the reflections. So here I'm creating the ball, and I need to add a material on it, which is chrome preset, and then go to chrome and we add it. Then we go and test a small render just to see how it's looking. So this is it. This is the chrome ball, and with the reflections of the HDRI that we've already put. So this is the photo reference of the chrome ball. So we have to match the 3D chrome ball inside 3ds Max with the same image reference. As you can see, it's pretty similar. The light from up, here is the light from up, and on the side we can see the red light, which is perfect. So we walk around a little bit with the ball, remove it a little bit just to check if it's all good comparing to the image reference that we took with my phone. Okay, now animating the 3D car. We have to position the car inside the laptop as if it's inside the laptop and linked to a null object, and then we start by rotating the car, coming up from the laptop using auto key. Here, as you can see, this is the motion path, and we start like in bulk, like every 10 frames, every 20 frames we put a key, and then we start fine-tuning each frame alone to make it look realistic and nice. As you can see now, the car starts to go out from the laptop, and we always have to double check the top view so we can see the full motion of the car. So we have to add a reference image plane on the laptop screen just to make sure it's going out from the laptop. So assign a V-Ray material wrapper to that plane, set matte to on, affect alpha to -1, and shadows to on. This gives a clean holdout so the car appears to pop throughout the screen without revealing the background behind it. So render setup in V-Ray. So I usually use GI, global illumination, brute force for primary, and light cache for secondary, or brute force for both if you see any flicker. So image sampler adaptive, target noise threshold around 0.03 to 0.02 for a clean result. So as you can see here, the car is rendering. So as you can see here, this is a test render. It's pretty quick actually on this laptop, it's amazing. And then we have to select where you wanna save all the renders, and then we hit render. This is it, now it's rendering. We're gonna leave it just a little bit, and then we're gonna come back to see how it went. So with this laptop, Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, imagined with Intel, powered by Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, this power makes previews and region renders very responsive. So I test small areas first, then I run the full sequence with this powerhouse. Full renders finish really quick. I leave it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna come back and check on it. And now in the final stage, we go back to After Effects and we import the 3D renders. And here we go to import, and then we click on the first frame and we drop it into the comp. And here we are checking the frames, as you can see, with the alpha channel background. It's looking amazing actually. And we make sure that the imported 3D renders are in 30 frames per second and 4K. Okay, and then this is the final step: composition, add to render queue, and render the final beauty shot. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.